I've just took another harvest of fresh spinach from that container garden. I've actually lost track of how many times we've been there and harvested from that one container. They just keep growing back and giving us fresh, free salad leaves. But apart from that, we've got loads of other things that we're growing. Like these pea shoots, definitely ready for a really big harvest of these. And they're very good for you as well. So while I'm doing it, I'm going to take an harvest today to make up a really nice healthy salad later on. And then we're going to resow some more seeds in another container so we can just keep that going and going for as long as possible. But for now, we're going to get some of these pea shoots. So I'm cutting round about the height of this container. So I'm still leaving some of that plant in soil because it'll grow back. But that is a nice bunch of pea shoots right there. Very welcome early in season. But I am going to take them all and encourage that fresh growth. Bunches and bunches. And that's what we're left with when we harvest. But we'll give those a nice water, maybe even a little bit of feed, and they'll soon start regrowing. And in about a week or two, we'll be harvesting from this once again. I also want a little bit of mixed salad as well, and that's where these containers come in. Lots and lots of amazing looking salad leaf. So we might as well fill this bowl while we're here. And same thing again, I'm just taking a bunch and just cutting them away. Because we've had them growing in that container garden and they're raised up, there's no slug damage at all. We don't have to worry about creepy crawlers in his food, which is why we're doing it like that this year. And once again, most of the big leaves are on the top of this container. So that's what we're cutting away. Any that start to go out towards the edge, we take those as well, because they're going to start growing downwards and get bigger. And we want to take them when they're young and tender. And this one's called a French mixed salad, so there's all sorts in it. There you go. Instant, fresh, homegrown salad. It amazes me every time we take harvests from these, knowing we've had so many harvests already. And all we do with that is we'll just mix it all up together, maybe even chop it a little smaller, and then add a bit of dressing and whatever else we want to. And what makes it even more interesting is that in a few months' time, we're going to be adding fresh tomatoes and cucumbers to this. So we're going to get an even more nutritious salad for free. And I can't wait for that, because there's nothing better than your own fresh homegrown tomatoes and cucumber. So, quick harvest on that, and once again, we'll pop that back outside, wait for it to grow on, to take us next cutting. While at the same time as we're doing those small containers, we've got bigger ones with bigger plants in, like little gem lettuce. And we can harvest these for leaves if we want, just pull off outer leaves and let it grow for a bit longer. But these are quite small lettuces, so they'll not last for as long as a bigger variety. So we like to let these carry on growing, get a little bit more compact, because then they're like baby romaine lettuces. And they've got an amazing crunch to them as well, which is always appreciated in your salads. So as tempted as I am to take a little harvest from here as well, I think what we've got in there, plus another half bag left in fridge still, we've got loads and loads of salad greens to keep us going for the next few days. And while ever the weather's like this, those salads are always more than welcome. And we don't even have to leave the house and go to a supermarket and buy these fresh salad cuttings, because we're growing everything we need right here. And we've also got these little mini pots, and they're full of more little gem plants. We just need to prick them out and move them on, and then we'll end up with plants like this all over again. So at some point over the weekend, I'll get some more of these took out and we'll make up a new tray. And because growing your own fresh salad is so easy, we keep sowing more. We're going to make sure we never ever run out of any fresh salad greens right up until the end of the year when everything slows down. But for now, everything's running at full steam ahead, and so are we. So we're going to do some more seed sowing. And I'm going to do a couple of containers today. One is definitely going to be some more beetroot, because the advantage of growing the beetroot is we can multi-sow it and grow masses of beetroot leaves, but we can also take out a couple of clumps of plants if we want and put them into another container and grow those on to get baby beets later on in the year. So we've got two choices with those, in pretty much the same way as you have with radish. You can eat the leaves and then you can leave some and get yourself some little bulbs, which you've probably seen us do already in the past. Once we've grown all these little baby beets, we'll pull them and then we'll pickle them, and they'll save for up to 2 years. We do some every single year and it really does taste amazing, far better than shop bought ones. And we have got a recipe showing exactly how we do that on his cooking channel. And if you've not seen cooking channel and want to learn how to pickle and blanch and freeze all the vegetables that you could be growing all year long, plus lots and lots of other recipes, including making tomato soups, sauces and curries, then click on that link in the description and go and have a look at the videos on there. And if you like what you see, why not hit that subscribe button while you're there, because we update that every single week, and more so as we're going through growing season. So we'll get some compost in these trays and we'll get ourselves some fresh salad sown. And I get these containers from Pound Shop, and you've seen how well those little gem lettuces grow in them. No problems at all. The only thing you need to do is make the holes bigger in bottom. They're not big enough, the holes that come as standard. They're actually like that, they're quite small, so we just make lots of extra ones and guarantee ourselves good drainage, because we don't want to get any root rot while these plants are growing. And we also top these containers up with some of this sieved stuff, the lumpier stuff that's left after we've done that process, but it's perfect for putting it in bottom of containers because it's quite lumpy, so it's also better for drainage. And it saves us a bit of the good compost as well. So a bit of a covering on bottom of each, then we top it up with good stuff. I also keep a little sieved compost to one side as well, so that when we put these seeds on, we can give them a really light covering, so as soon as they germinate, they're pushing through quite easily. You can get these sieves from Wilco's as well. And that lumpier stuff we also put to one side in another container, and that's what we use to fill the bottoms of these containers to save us on that good stuff. So now I've got these containers filled up almost to the top. I'm just going to tap them down and make a nice level surface. We want all the seeds to be on the same level when we sow them, so they all come up pretty much at the same time. And because now the days are getting that little bit warmer, I'm going to water all this compost and make sure it's nice and moist. We don't want it drying out while seeds are trying to germinate. I got a couple of packs of these from his local co-op, and it's spinach, and it's called Spinach Beet Perpetual. So we're going to try some of that in one of these containers today. We'll see how many seeds is actually in here first, because you never know really. It's not too bad, there's quite a few in there, so we can space these out and try and grow some bigger plants. So I'm going to pop some of these seeds on, we'll see how much it covers, and if we have to use both packets, for the price it costs, 20p, I'll use both packets, because we know we're going to get a big nice repeat harvest of this spinach. And it's as easy as just broadcasting your seeds over at top, and you can see that spinach is a really big seed, so very easy to see exactly how much you're putting in each container. And I think from what I'm seeing, this packet's probably going to be enough. We are multi-sowing, but there is quite a lot of seeds on there, so we'll save that packet for another day. And then I'm just going to sprinkle compost over the top. Normally for finer seeds I'd use a colander so they push through that compost a lot easier. But because these are such big seeds, I don't think we need to do that today. I'm making sure that I'm only lightly covering them as well. Another quick water. And that's another one set up for us for that container garden. I will cover the top of this as well, just to keep mice from going in there and digging seeds up. And I just use some cling film, because that also retains moisture while these seeds germinate. Just stretch it over the top. And you've got an homemade propagator as well. Just a little bit of kitchen cling film. So now nothing can get to those seeds, and because it's retaining moisture and it's quite warm, they're going to germinate faster as well. So that's that done. And for this next one, I've basically done the same, but with beetroot. And they're old seeds, so I've put quite a lot in here, because I don't think they're all going to germinate anyway. Although beetroot seeds can germinate into more than one plant, which can be quite useful if you're trying to grow bunches of it all together. But what I'm going to do as well is I've got an old pack of lettuce seeds. So we're going to sow some of those in this same container. And I am going to put a lot in again, because I need to get rid of as many of these old seeds as I can and buy myself some new ones. So we'll experiment with this container and put a massive amount of seeds in there. And that's a lot of seeds. But this time I am going to cover those with a colander, because those seeds are so densely planted. There's a good chance they'll try and push that compost up all in one lump as they're growing, because there'll be that many seedlings, hopefully. So that's why I give them lightest covering I possibly can, because that'll prevent that from happening. It takes a little bit longer, but it's worth doing, because you're going to get a cleaner container out of it. And that'll do. Very light covering over there. And then water that in as well. Just a light misting of water. We don't want to uncover those seeds while we're doing this. And then we'll cover this one up with some cling film the same. So once again, making that propagator effect, retaining that moisture and helping these seeds to germinate faster. So another very quick and easy job done for today. We've took a really nice harvest of fresh homegrown salad. And every time we take harvest, they will grow back, which is why they call them cut and come again. But they won't do that forever. You might get 3 to 5 cuttings from each container, depending on varieties that you're using. So while you're taking those harvests, plant up fresh containers with lots more seeds in, and just continuously harvest whatever salad you want all the way through the year. And you don't have to put one variety in a container like we've just done. You can just mix up your salads any way you see fit, because they're all going to be harvested for leaves anyway. So the more variety you can get in a container, the better. So we're going to pop those down in that container garden, knowing now that they've been covered up and nothing is going to disturb those seeds until they've germinated. And if you're interested in seeing what else we're going to be sowing over the next few days, please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care.